Namaskar, I'm Abhishek Mahajan. In the next half an hour, we'll get you all the updates from across the globe. Let's start with national news. Both the houses of the parliament saw smooth functioning today after the assurances given by all political parties in a meeting with Lok Sabha Speaker yesterday. As Rajya Sabha began its proceedings for the day, Chairman Venkaiah Naidu urged their fellow parliamentarians not to panic over coronavirus and asked the members to follow the guidelines set by the government and exercise extreme precaution. Rajya Sabha today passed the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code Amendment Bill 2020. Introducing the bill, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman informed the House that financial defaulting companies are also going to be treated at par with bankers in the amended bill. Rajya Sabha today passed the Mines and Minerals Amendment Bill. The bill will boost mineral production in the country and increase foreign and capital investment in this sector. The government aims to produce 1 million tons of coal from 2022. This bill will prove very effective in this direction. The Major Port Authorities Bill 2020 was introduced in Lok Sabha today, addressing the concerns of opposition members. Shipping Minister Mansukh Mandavia said that the bill is not for privatizing ports but to give more autonomy to port authorities. Briefing the Parliament on COVID-19, Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan said that things are under control and Centre is in touch with all the states. He added that government is tracking all the positive cases, including people who came in their contact to curb coronavirus spread. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar informed Lok Sabha that the initial focus of the government is to bring back Indian pilgrims stranded in Iran. He said that around 6,000 Indians are stranded in Iran and assured them that necessary action will be taken, like in earlier cases of evacuation from China and Japan. While answering a question over the measures taken to curb coronavirus at the airports, Civil Aviation Minister Hardeep Singh Puri said every passenger is being screened. He added that new travel advisory has led to decrease in number of travellers. Total 73 positive cases of coronavirus have been confirmed across India till today, which includes 56 Indians and 17 foreigners. Health Ministry officials said in a press conference that India does not have any community transmission and positive cases are those who have come from abroad. The official also said that in a new travel advisory, Indian government has suspended visa-free travel facility granted to OCI card holders till 15th April, in addition to visa restriction for foreigners. Jammu and Kashmir administration has ordered closure of all coaching centres in Jammu district till March 31st in view of coronavirus spread. All darbars and public meetings have also been put in abeyance. Prime Minister Narendra Modi tweeted that the government is fully vigilant about the situation due to novel coronavirus. Multiple steps have been proactively taken across ministries and states to ensure safety of all. He further said, "Say no to panic, say yes to precautions." World Health Organization Southeast Asia Regional Director Dr. Poonam Khetrapal Singh lauded India's efforts in curbing the coronavirus at earliest. She also said the Prime Minister Modi himself is taking the issue at prime focus. In a major boost to COVID-19 vaccine research, Indian Council of Medical Research has managed to isolate the coronavirus. Vaccines will take a minimum of 1.5 to 2 years to develop. Jyotiraditya Scindia reached Bhopal today after formally joining the BJP on Wednesday. Before leaving Delhi, he met top BJP leaders Amit Shah and Rajnath Singh. Speaking in Rajya Sabha, Union Home Minister Amit Shah said that those responsible for the Delhi riots and those who conspired in the riots belonging to any caste, religion or party will not be spared in any case. Delhi police has registered 712 FIRs and arrested over 200 accused in connection with last month's violence in northeast Delhi. Delhi Police PRO MS Randhawa said face recognition software is being used to identify those involved in the riots. He added that situation is normal now. A Delhi court sent Popular Front of India, Delhi President Parvez and Secretary Ilyas to 7 days remand in connection with the alleged PFI Shaheen Bagh link. The duo were arrested today by Delhi Police Special Cell. It is alleged that accused Ilyas has funded Shaheen Bagh protesters. Supreme Court reduced to stay Allahabad High Court's order for removal of posters or hoardings depicting pictures of anti-CAA protesters in Lucknow. The Apex Court sent the matter to larger three-judge bench after saying that there is no law to back Uttar Pradesh government's action. BJP announced names of 5 more candidates for upcoming Rajya Sabha elections. This is in addition to 9 names it announced yesterday, which included Jyotiraditya Scindia. Congress fields Digvijay Singh from Madhya Pradesh. Tamil superstar Rajnikant clarified that he would not like to become chief minister. Instead, he would prefer to be party head. He proposed dual leadership for his upcoming party, where party president would act like an opposition. However, he did not announce any date for launch of his party. Union Minister for Environment and Forest Prakash Javadekar took to Twitter to announce the environmental approval given to Greenfield Mopa International Airport in Goa. The airport will pave way for overall development of the region and give boost to tourism in the state. Fresh spell of snow and rain lashed many places of Himachal Pradesh, increasing and prolonging the cold wave in the state as night temperature went down 4 degrees below normal. Met Office has forecasted moderate rainfall or snow very likely to occur at most places over the state on 13th and 14th March. Union Minister Shripad Yesso Nayak announced that this year the mega event of the International Yoga Day will be held in Leh, the capital of Union Territory of Ladakh. He added that around 20,000 people will participate on International Yoga Day this year. RBI today announced the US dollar swaps worth USD 2 billion to boost liquidity in the foreign exchange market as markets crash amid mounting concerns over coronavirus pandemic. The RBI noted that forex reserve of USD 487.24 billion as on March 6, 2020 are comfortable to meet any exigency. State Bank of India has received approval to buy rupees 7,250 crore worth of shares in crisis-hit Yes Bank. The Executive Committee of Central Board at its meeting held on March 11 accorded approval for purchase of 725 crore shares in Yes Bank at a price of rupees 10 per share. The National Company Law Appellate Tribunal today dismissed a petition filed by traders body CAIT against CCI Nord to Walmart's USD 16 billion acquisition of Flipkart. NCLAT said that CAIT failed to establish its allegations against CCI granting approval for Walmart Flipkart deal. Indian equity benchmarks suffered their biggest ever one-day plunge to crash into bear territory today as the coronavirus pandemic left a trail of red across global financial markets. BSE Sensex closed 2,919 points or 8.18% lower at 32,778.14. Likewise, Nifty gave up the 9,600 level, slumping 868.25 points or 8.30% to close at 9,590.15. Gold prices fell rupees 128 to rupees 44,490 per 10 grams in the national capital. The rupee depreciation capped the downside. Silver also dropped rupees 302 to rupees 46,868 per kg compared with rupees 47,170 per kg in the previous session. The rupee depreciated 46 paise to 74.14 against the dollar in the intraday trade. Crude oil futures dropped by rupees 120 to rupees 2,363 per barrel as participants trimmed their positions in line with weak trend overseas. Global equities and oil prices fell through the floor again after Donald Trump banned all travel from mainland Europe to the US and WHO officially labeled the coronavirus outbreak a pandemic. Tokyo ended down 4.4% while Sydney lost 7.4%. Hong Kong fell 3.7%. Seoul, Singapore and Jakarta lost more than 3%. Oil prices dropped after Saudi oil company Saudi Aramco said it has been directed by the Energy Ministry to raise its output capacity. The West Texas Intermediate for April delivery decreased $1.38 to settle at $32.98 a barrel on the New York Mercantile Exchange. The World Health Organization has described the new coronavirus as a pandemic for the first time, adding that Italy and Iran were now on the front line of the disease. Italian Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte has imposed new restrictions to the lockdown imposed to fight coronavirus. 631 deaths and over 10,000 infections have put the medical system under almost unimaginable strain in the country. Iran's senior vice president and 2 other cabinet members have contracted the new coronavirus. The death toll in the Islamic Republic from the outbreak rose by 62 to 354. President Hassan Rouhani has taken control of the country's much criticized response to the virus and the COVID-19 illness it causes. Iraq has banned all public gatherings and called on citizens to avoid visiting sacred cities and cities to stop the spread of the coronavirus. Authorities called on Iraqis arriving from Iran, China, South Korea, Italy, Japan, Thailand, Singapore, Kuwait and Bahrain to stay at home for self-quarantine for 14 days. Some vital industries in Wuhan, the Chinese city at the epicenter of the coronavirus epidemic, were told they can resume work on Wednesday, a day after President Xi Jinping visited there for the first time since the outbreak began. US President Donald Trump has announced the suspension of all travel from Europe to the United States for the next 30 days in an effort to curb the spread of the virus. Washington, D.C. declared a state of emergency on Wednesday as the city officials grow increasingly concerned about conventions, sporting events and large gatherings in the U.S. capital. Countries in Latin America have stepped up emergency measures to counter the spread of the deadly coronavirus across the region. Peru has reported that the number of confirmed cases in the country has jumped to 13. All of Madrid's state-run museums, including the Prado, the Reina Sofia and the Thyssen Bornemisza, have been closed to the public due to the coronavirus epidemic that has hit the Spanish capital. Madrid has also closed down schools for 15 days and banned large gatherings as it is trying to grapple with the steep increase in the virus cases. The number of new coronavirus infections linked to a call center in southwestern Seoul has reached 102 cases, according to the capital's mayor, amid rising concerns over possible mass transmission in the metropolitan area. Mexico confirmed that the number of confirmed cases of coronavirus in the country has risen to 11, 4 more than earlier reports. 3 of the infected 2 men and 1 woman returned from Spain and are isolated in their respective houses. Cuba has confirmed its first 3 cases of COVID-19, while its textile industry has been drafted to fabricate masks, and the government also urges citizens to make their own amid a cash crunch and dwindling supplies worldwide. The coronavirus case continued to drop sharply in China, which has reported 11 new fatalities, taking the death toll to 3,169, while in the worst hit Wuhan, the confirmed cases for the first time dropped to single digit with 8 new infections. China's local governments are ramping up surveillance efforts with new data collection campaigns to better trace residents' move in public areas, seeking to curb the coronavirus outbreak. Oscar-winning actor Tom Hanks and his wife actress Rita Wilson have both tested positive for coronavirus in Australia. The couple were tested in Australia, where he's working on a Warner Brothers film after they felt tired with slight fevers. Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison addressed the nation today when the government said it would pump $17.6 billion into the economy to try to stop the coronavirus outbreak, triggering a recession. British passengers from the Grand Princess cruise ship, which was stranded off the Californian coast for days due to an outbreak of coronavirus on board, arrived back in Britain on March 11th, the flight carrying 135 British nationals and their dependents. An American soldier, a British soldier and 1 US contractor were killed on 11th March in one of the deadliest rocket attacks in years on an Iraqi military base hosting foreign troops. Democratic US presidential contender Bernie Sanders is set to stay in the White House race despite suffering a series of sweeping losses to frontrunner Joe Biden. Biden secured primary victories in Michigan and 3 other states, casting doubt on the future of Sanders' fading White House bid. The Greek government has dismissed a report in the New York Times newspaper citing that it was holding illegal migrants to cross the border from Turkey at a secret black site. In its article, the New York Times quoted migrants who said they had been captured by Greek security forces, were beaten and held in a complex of buildings near the border. Political activists, experts and European parliamentarians shared a stage to discuss about the plight of people in Balochistan at a conference held at a tent set up at the Broken Chair Square in Geneva. The Save the Baloch campaign is launched by Baloch Human Rights Council, where participants discuss about human rights abuse in Balochistan. Violence broke out in Santiago as Chilean President Sebastián Piñera celebrated 30 years since Chile's return to democracy. Students led a day of civil disobedience called by unions to protest against Piñera, marking 2 years in office, while police used tear gas to disperse the crowds. At least 1 person was killed and 41 injured when 2 trains collided on Mexico City's metro network. The force of the crash caused 1 train to mount the other at Tacubaya Metro. Russian opposition activists staged lone protest pickets near the Red Square against constitutional challenge allowing Vladimir Putin to run again for the president. Protesters displayed placards with anti-government slogans under the monument to Vladimir the Great. Brazil has become one of the top suppliers of cocaine to Europe, transforming the country's role in the transatlantic drug trade at a speed that has stunned anti-narcotics authorities. Long regarded as a cocaine-consuming nation, Brazil has now become a critical launchpad to get coke across the ocean. The first ODI between India and South Africa was on Thursday abandoned without a ball being bowled due to incessant rains. It was the second match in less than 6 months to be abandoned in Dharamshala because of inclement weather. In what turned out to be a day of fluctuating fortunes, Anustup Majumdar and Arnab Nandi shared a crucial unbeaten stand of 91 to lift Bengal's hopes of taking the crucial first innings lead in their Ranji Trophy final against Maharashtra. In Rajkot, Bengal were 354 for 6, still trailing by 71 at stumps on day 4. The Sports Ministry has asked all national federations, including the BCCI, to follow the Health Ministry's advisory and avoid large gatherings in sporting events, keeping in mind the novel coronavirus pandemic. Sports Secretary said that sporting events in the country can continue but without the presence of large number of people. Indian badminton star Saina Nehwal's chances of qualifying for the Olympics took a hit after she made a first-round exit from the All England Championships following a loss to Japanese nemesis Akane Yamaguchi. In men's singles, Lakshya Sen prevailed over Hong Kong's Seok Chiu Lee in a grueling first round which lasted 59 minutes. Sen will now clash with second seed and world number 7 from Denmark, Victor Axelsen, for a place in the quarterfinals. World champion and Indian badminton star PV Sindhu entered her second round of All England Championships, beating American Zhang Biwan in first match. Supreme Court refused to accord urgent hearing on a petition seeking postponement of the IPL 2020 amid the coronavirus scare. Vacation bench of justices told the petitioner that he could mention the matter for urgent listing before the regular bench on March 16, when the Apex Court will reopen after the holy break. No foreign player will be available for this year's IPL till April 15 due to the visa restrictions imposed by the government to contain the deadly coronavirus outbreak, casting fresh doubts on the fate of the event. Sport across the United States and Canada was gripped by coronavirus fears, with the NBA suspending its season after a Utah Jazz player tested positive for COVID-19. The NBA's move followed last-minute postponement of Utah's scheduled game against the Thunder in Oklahoma City. The Paralympic Committee of India has decided to put on hold all the national and state championships till April 15, keeping in mind government directions to avoid large gatherings in the wake of the novel coronavirus outbreak. Atletico Madrid knockout holders Liverpool in Champions League 16 after 3-2 extra time win at Anfield completes 4-2 aggregate victory. Paris Saint-Germain won 2-0 against Borussia Dortmund inside an empty stadium to reach the last 8 3-2 on aggregate. Juventus have confirmed that Italian international defender Daniel Rugani has tested positive for coronavirus and is currently asymptomatic. Juventus Football Club is currently activating all the isolation procedures required by law, including those who have had contact with him. South America's football federations has asked FIFA to delay their qualifying matches for the 2022 World Cup in Qatar because of the global new coronavirus pandemic. Qualifying matches are due to begin on March 26th. A spectator who attended the ICC Women's T20 World Cup final between India and Australia on March 8 has tested positive for novel coronavirus, but the Melbourne Cricket Ground insisted that the risk of him infecting others was low. Indian Grandmaster Dronawali Harika drew her 9th round game against Alina Kaslinskaya of Russia to remain 7th on the points table of the FIDE Women's Grand Prix chess tournament. The Indian number 2 had to share a point after the Russian international master managed to hold her own. Jonty Rhodes and Albie Mockle recreated old magic as their blistering knocks helped South Africa legends beat West Indies legends by 6 wickets in their Road Safety World Series match. Rhodes rekindled the memories as he hammered 6 fours and won 6, and so did Mortal. Due to coronavirus, Bangladesh Cricket Board took a major decision postponing both T20 matches to be played between Asia 11 and World 11. Both these matches between Asia and World 11 were scheduled to be played on March 21st and 22nd but have now been postponed. During the question hour in Lok Sabha, Sports Minister Kiran Rijiju said that the government is paying special attention to sports in rural areas and financial support will be given to traditional sports like Malkham in Maharashtra. National Federation said that the Indian boxing team returning from the Asian Olympic qualifiers in Jordan will be home quarantined in view of the COVID-19 threat, even though all the members have got the necessary health clearances. Paris Saint-Germain players celebrated with supporters gathered outside the ground after Neymar set them on the way to a 2-0 win over Borussia Dortmund behind closed doors, taking them through to the Champions League quarter-final 3-2 on aggregate. 15-time major champion US superstar Tiger Woods will be inducted into the World Golf Hall of Fame as part of the class of 2021. The hall, located in St. Augustine in Florida, released a statement saying Woods had been advised of his impending induction in the male competitor category. International Space Station crew ISS-63 took their final pre-launch exams at the Star City in the Moscow region. The crew comprises Russian cosmonauts Anatoly Ivanishin and Ivan Wagner, as well as US astronaut Christopher Cassidy. Latvian food science researcher Gedrovica has said that earthworms could be a cheap, low-carbon way to get plenty of protein in the future. Gedrovica says earthworms are rich in protein, having nearly the same amount of the nutrient as meat when fresh and 3 times as much when dried. Surgical masks are a common sight in urban Hong Kong, where residents have been stoked by the fears of the coronavirus outbreak. Now many of them are somehow washing up on the beaches of the territory's remote and uninhabited Soho Islands and are threatening the island's fragile ecosystem. Students at an elementary school in the remote Lin Yuan district of Taiwan's most southern city, Kaohsiung, have found their own way to fight the coronavirus and stay ahead of the curve in epidemic prevention with self-built Lego disinfectant dispenser. A group of children read aloud to dogs and rats at an Estonian library as part of a program to improve their literacy and social skills and reduce anxiety. Dogs and rats are most popular reading partners, but other animals available include crayfish, which stay at the library's main branch. Film producer Harvey Weinstein was sentenced to 23 years in prison for his sexual assault and rape convictions. The sentence was handed down in Manhattan Criminal Court by Justice James Burke on charges of sexually assaulting former production assistant Mimi Haley and raping former aspiring actress Jessica Mann. Speaker Om Birla and other ministers paid flower tributes to the Maratha warrior King Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj on his birth anniversary in Parliament House. On this occasion, Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar said Shivaji Maharaj is a source of inspiration to India and the world. Artist Nitin Dinesh Kamble has created a mosaic portrait of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj on the occasion of his birth anniversary in Mumbai. It is recognized by World Records India as the world record. 6 colors have been used in this portrait of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. This portrait is 10 feet high and 10 feet in length. Coming of age film Maska featuring actress Manisha Koirala to debut on March 27th on Netflix and is directed by debutant Neeraj Udvani, who has served as writer on films such as Mere Dad Ki Maruti. Superstar Rajnikant said that he never aspired to become the CM of Tamil Nadu, and his plans for politics include different heads for his prospective party and a possible government headed by it. 18 days ahead of its announced launch date of the March 29th, Disney Plus went live in India. Hotstar app is now rebranded as Disney Plus Hotstar on Android and iOS. The Disney Plus Hotstar branding is in addition to the platform's existing bouquet of TV, movies, news, sports and other premium content. The Disney Resort in Tokyo will continue to remain shut until start of April in sight of worsening COVID-19 cases. It was earlier to remain closed from February 29th to March 15th. The other 2 theme parks of Disney in Shanghai and Hong Kong have also been shut since January. Amid the safety concerns emanating from the worldwide COVID-19 outbreak, pop star Miley Cyrus announced that she has withdrawn from the world tour bushfire relief concert that was scheduled to be held in Australia's Melbourne on Friday. The show now has been called off. However, Cyrus has pledged a donation in favor of the victims of the Australian bushfires. A few days after release of Netflix original film Guilty based on Me Too movement, Kiara Advani, who essays central role in the film, thanked her fans for showering love on the film and expressed gratitude for the overwhelming response. According to Motion Picture Association, the global entertainment market consisting of theatrical and home entertainment with earnings has surpassed $100 billion in revenues for the first time in history. Worldwide box office receipts accounted for $42.5 billion of that haul, setting a new industry high in 2019. CinemaCon 2020 has been cancelled by its organizers due to concern over the rapid spread of COVID-19. Each spring, motion picture exhibitors, distributors and industry partners from around the world meet in Las Vegas to share information and celebrate the movie-going experience. Bharati 3 starring Tiger Shroff has reached 80 crore mark in 6 days since its release. The film had opened at rupees 17.50 crore. It showed significant growth on Sunday with collections of rupees 20.30 crore and on Holi with collections of rupees 14.05 crore. Pakistan origin actor comedian Kumail Nanjiani said he wanted to look like Bollywood star Hrithik Roshan in Marvel's upcoming epic film The Eternals. In The Eternals, Nanjiani will play Kingo, a cosmic being living on Earth. His secret identity would be of a big Bollywood star. Well, that's all we have on this news bulletin. Stay tuned for more news and updates. Namaskar.